now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello.
Gorge.
Welcome, you guys, to the Good Bad Advice Podcasts. We are your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news each week. And we hang out with our friends, our good baddies, which we were so lucky this week we got to hang out with them in person. IRL.
Person.
It was just like a first date for meeting a bunch of new people.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Randa Lee, Lacey, Mandy. Like, it was really fun for a bunch of people. Susan, Megan, Chelsea, Trav. Like, there was just a good group of people who came.
Fun.
And major shout out to Megan, who brought wicked suckers for everyone.
Of course.
And double major shout out to her kids who were going around trying to give them to everybody, which were on the rows that were our rows. I didn't give the clearest directions, and so they just were trying to give suckers to everybody in the theater. And then I think they got nervous when people were like, "We're not with the podcast," and then and so then they stopped giving them. So some people got them, some people didn't. But major shout out to them. It was really really
the FOMO
fun.
I had for that event. I was so sad that I wasn't there.
Yeah, and it was so crazy too. Like, Lynn's was there. Like, there was just a good group of people. We ended up having like 45 people total.
Amazing.
Which was really, really, really fun. And that was the fourth time. That was the fourth time that I'd seen Wicked. I saw it for the third
time over Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I think my favorite viewing was the first time, for sure.
Yeah, the novelty of it and just like the breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second time, I was a lot more like not critical of the movie, but just like critical of things that I was seeing, little like micro things, the pink and green in the movie. Like, I was very much analyzing it. And then by the third time, I got those things. I got the original things, and I just kind of let it wash over me. So by the third time, I was like, oh, it's good again.
Yeah.
But it would go first, third, second for me.
Yeah, I think for me, it would go first, fourth, third, second.
Yeah,
the second was good too. The second one, I mean, they're all so close, so I feel like I'm splitting hairs.
Yeah.
But the second one was just a different, like, I think because it was so new for everyone else around me, but not for me. It was a little isolating. Opposed to like the third time, I just went with Whitney, and she just wanted to like cry and hold hands and watch them. It was very much like Stephanie Chase original recipe coded, which I really, really loved. But the fourth one was really fun too, because it was just like I could sit there. The first time, actually, I think maybe the fourth time was the best for me, because the first one I was in wedding prep mode still. Like, I'd taken a slight detour to go to Wicked, so I wasn't emotionally in a place to like just let it do its thing.
Oh, I was primed and ready.
Yes.
I started crying the first time they played like
No One Mourns the Wicked. Yeah. You're like, it's happening.
Like the evil witch theme. Like, the second I heard that, started crying. But oh man, it holds up every time.
Also, if you're watching on YouTube, all four of you, I am
pink and green.
Pink and green. Wait, we're basically the good witch. I'm Elphaba, Galinda, I'm a witch, and I'm a witch.
Yeah.
I left my hydro jug at Eccles. I did not remember any others. And so the drink options I had at the office were protein shakes or Celsius. And I already had a Celsius today. So if you see me just like guzzling a protein shake, I'm not.
It's not for gains.
It's not for gains.
It's out of necessity.
It's absolutely out of necessity. I'm not having one on a Sunday afternoon. Just like, got to get my protein up. Not for me.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was really fun. We did. So we had done, I think I'd reported, I don't know when we recorded last time. I think it was on a Sunday. Anyway, so we'd had like the extended family Thanksgiving last weekend. And then this weekend, or this thing on actual Thanksgiving, it was with Steven's family. And we did like, everybody just bring food that you like. Mm-hmm. So we had beef bulgogi and meatballs and a winter salad, meaty, delish. Yeah. And then mac and cheese, a carrot soup, raspberry jello, and then cake. Delicious. So it was kind of like a...
this is what I call a Super Bowl Sunday meal.
Yeah, it was a Super Bowl Sunday meal. Everybody just basically brought something yummy to share, which was really fun. How about you?
Oh, it was good. We had all of us down in Arizona, extended family. So fun, gorgeous weather. And then we flew back this morning, and it was like so cold. And I was like, I think I understand why people live in Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, for half of the year.
I did go
or a
there
third of the year.
in
December.
November.
Yeah, December.
And so I think it's been a long time since I've been to Arizona in a May to August area.
Yeah.
But it was gorgeous. It was so fun. And Molly cooks literally the best Thanksgiving ever.
What's your favorite? Oh, we did this last time, but what's your favorite thing Molly makes? Not what are the best Thanksgiving
Honestly,
things?
strawberry pretzel jello. She has nailed it.
Nice.
But for Thanksgiving, her stuffing recipe, she does like a very dry stuffing with sausage in it and
cool.
sometimes cranberries. And it's more like a vessel for more gravy.
Right.
But it's very dry. It's not like a soggy stuffing. So it's so good. Plus with the sausage in it, it's such good flavor. Oh, I love Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving too. It was nice too. Then we came home because we did like a Thanksgiving lunch.
Yes.
We came home, we watched some, because then I was like, well, it's Thanksgiving, so we can switch and start watching Christmas movies and listen to Christmas music. But then we did, I made like a penne alla vodka pasta that night. So
Yummo.
we did like lunch with everybody, and then it was just Steven and I just have like delish pasta, and I made this bomb sauce, and then we like portioned it out so that we finished cooking his gluten-free noodles and then my noodles in that, and I had fresh pasta. It was delish.
I love a Thanksgiving afternoon.
Yeah.
Like I love to not do Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving at like 1:00, sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect. Sometimes you're like full enough that at night you're like, oh, I'll just eat something small. And sometimes you're like, okay, I'm going to have pasta for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved that. And then the night prior, I think it was the day prior, I'd done a Handles order. And so then I finished the night with a little Blue Monster Handles ice cream.
You just reminded me that I was in Arizona, so I got to have Bluebell ice cream.
Oh, delish.
And now that I'm home, I think I'm going to start a new depression.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's honestly the perfect season for a little depression.
Bluebell ice cream is so freaking good. Like I could be in their commercials. That's how good it is.
I could be in their commercials even if it wasn't really good because I'm just great on
Passionate
camera.
about ice cream.
Oh, I'm passionate about ice cream. Actually, I could say that because we just got our photos back from last night because after Thanksgiving, because we're kind of in like prep mode for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
And then because then Steven performs 4 shows Friday and Saturday. And I'm like.
Pretty much for the next 2 weekends, right?
Yeah, we leave. He leaves Wednesday this week on tour, and then I will go up on Friday and meet him, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we'll do. Yeah, so it's just kind of. It's kind of going into crazy land, but the show was excellent. It was really fun. Shout out to Marty, who was there, Marty and her fam, Megan and Ethan, or Megan and Lily. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of Linny? Ooh, her mom. And then my sister was there. It was just fun to like have family and friends coming up. And the show was great. Steven did wonderful. It was kind of crazy. You know, Steven does this thing where he does a mashup in the show. And so he'll take a song, like a pop Christmas song or a carol, traditional Christmas song, and then mash it up with like a movie score. And he takes like suggestions or takes like random people out of it. So it's not plants at all. But there are 4 shows. 2 of them were Jessica's theme from like Snowy River, Man of Snowy River or something. I'd never heard the movie, but everyone was like, oh. I'll play like just a 5-second of it.
And how does Steven... Oh, I have a question for you and potentially even for Steven.
Yeah.
Somebody at our Thanksgiving table, play that first.
Okay.
I've never even heard that.
That was the only part. Like, it feels very much like 1990s coded movie score. So, anyways, but it was so bizarre. Someone Friday night and Saturday matinee, 2 totally different people picked Jessica's theme, which is bizarre. I like when they
pick one that like everybody knows because it's so much more like impressive.
Yeah, the one that I'll post on our
hear when it switches.
Yeah, I'll post in the carousel if it'll let me. He did Raiders of the Lost Ark and Carol of the Bells. That was excellent.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I recorded all 4 of them. I forget what the first one was, but
Twofold. One question, and then the second question is a new topic that we need to discuss. First question. At our Thanksgiving table, somebody was like, "Oh, do you think Wicked is good enough? Oscar noms, whatever." I'm like, best costume.
yeah, best
Probably
production
director.
design, score.
They'll both be nominated for lead.
Nope. Ariana will be nominated for supporting. They already came out this week. Ariana will be nominated for supporting actress, and Cynthia Erivo will be nominated for lead.
Really?
Yep. There was an article about it. I almost sent it to you on Vulture, saying that they
That's
separated
fascinating.
out, doing it differently than they did at the Tonys, where they don't want to pit the 2 queens against each other.
That's fair.
And so their thought is that they may take both categories.
What's so interesting for me is I would have put Glinda as the lead in this one.
I don't think
And
you
Alphaba
can
is the
because
lead
the
into
story
second.
is Alphaba's story.
That's true. That's fair. Second, where's my Spotify Wrapped? And who do you think is your top 5 this year?
Well, I got my November Wrapped, like oddly enough.
November
I got a here's who you listened to.
In November? Okay.
I want to say
it comes out usually after Thanksgiving, but before like December 6th.
So
So I would say
I
it's
already saw what
probably
my
like tomorrow.
I saw what my November wrap was.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll still have me come on here, but I was Teddy Swims, then Chapel Roan, and then Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, and Sam Smith.
Yeah. Who do you think your 5 is for the year? I'm not sure what my order is going to be.
I don't know. I think it'll be those 5, honestly. The only thing that could be different is one of my like lead songs for November, but it's because I'm singing in church. So I've just been listening to it, is a Gentry cover.
Yeah.
So I have like In the Bleak Midwinter as one of my top 5 songs, along with Texas. You know, the song's like, you got all the good shit
I've never heard
and
that.
I got stuck in Texas.
Who's it by?
And Maren Morris and another girl.
Yeah.
So I really like that song. I listened to that on repeat. And then Hot to Go, Pink Pony Club, and Please Turn Green were my other top 5 songs. Because they did like a November top 5 artists and top 5 songs. And those
I
were
did
mine.
not get that, sadly.
So check your notifications. Mine
I
popped up
think-
last night at like 9:30.
I think mine for the year, I think Chapel Roan will be first. I'll be very surprised if she's not.
Yeah.
And then I don't know my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot with like order, but I think it will be Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Lake Street Dive.
Oh, okay.
I've just listened to them so much this year. I'm obsessed with them if you need a new band. And then maybe Sabrina Carpenter as my 5th. But I've also listened to a lot of Billy Joel this year because, you know, Billy Joel. And so sometimes he vacillates on my 5th position. He'll pop up in every once in a while. I'm like, oh,
Did
Hey,
you hear
Billy.
who is Apple's Artist of the Year?
no, who?
Guess.
Billy Joel.
If you're listening, I want everyone to guess right now. So shout out to the radio.
Unsurprising or surprising?
Not unsurprising, but still somewhat surprising. Like, not like a total dark horse.
Dave Grohl.
No.
I don't know. I'm just guessing based on
Billie
your...
Eilish. They said
Oh.
she was the Artist of the Year, and then people were commenting on it saying, "Oh, she's gonna sweep the Grammys," and I was like, maybe I am wrong
I'm
demographic,
like, am I?
but that is not where I was thinking it was
Artist
gonna
of the
land.
Year.
So
I actually think Sabrina is way more likely to sweep the Grammys. Now that like everything is said and done.
agreed.
Sabrina
Yeah,
and
Billie Eilish was
Beyonce.
announced as the Music Artist of the Year for her extraordinary impact throughout 2024.
And listen, TTPD was extremely well written and gorgeous, but like it doesn't sound different than everything Taylor's
Yeah, I
ever
don't
wrote.
think it was. I don't think it's gonna win.
I don't think it will. I think Fortnite will probably win for a couple of things.
Yeah, I think Fortnite will have some stuff just because I think everybody has to like kiss the ring.
I think.
But we'll see. Do you think Beyonce will thank herself? Is that what we should anticipate? You know that for those of you that
that
don't know,
would be
there's like
so iconic if she did.
there is a conspiracy that everybody has to thank Beyonce because she's like a little
Which
bit
like some people
crazy.
do in speeches where they're like, "I'd like to thank me for like." That would be so
Crazy.
funny.
Also, did you see? So she's performing the halftime show on Christmas Day, and it's being streamed on Netflix. Did you see what her mom said about it? So obviously after the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, and with all the glitching and the streaming issues, there were a lot of comments about like, oh my gosh, it's going to break Netflix again. And Tina Knowles says, no, it won't, because God's on her side. And I don't know if there's like a stronger endorsement from a mom that's like the perfect level of mom delusion. That's like, actually, technology is going to work because God is on her side. Like, that's not how technology works.
Or Mia threw the drink on Wendy, and none of it got on Karen on Real Housewives of Potomac, and she went, God loves Karen.
God loves Karen, yeah. I love that Karen. Level of not getting it. Totally. Also, I just realized I'm covered in, I've got like some sparkle and sequin and glitter, because I put up the all Christmas right before coming here. So you get kind of the, we put up, thank you, Brittany. Cute. Actually, she did our tree. I love our little Charlie Brown tree, but in pastels. Yes. It's like kind of great. Okay, we've got some 3GBs, and I've got some good ones. So let me start. A Man on the Inside. Ted Danson. All of mine are on Netflix.
Okay, cool.
Super cute. You could watch it with your whole family, which is great. A series, 8 episode. He's like in his 70s. His wife just passed of dementia, and he responds to an ad from a private investigator who needs kind of like a guy to go inside an old folks home and to do some sleuthing, some spying. And so it's a total comedy of him not knowing exactly what to do, but senior home, but then it like really good at heart about aging and taking good care of like our grandparents and helping them feel. And they say on the film that the number one killer for people over the age of 70 is not heart disease or cancer, falling down, or any illness. It's loneliness. That loneliness more than anything kills. And that was just like, going into the season. So it's really, I really liked it. Our Little Secret, I watched. It's the new Lindsay Lohan movie on Netflix with Kristen Chenoweth and Ezra from Pretty Little Liars.
Yes.
Loved.
I've heard it's good.
I like said to
good
Steven.
for a Christmas movie, but like good.
No, like also kind of good.
Okay,
like
interesting.
Do I think it's like gonna be like in the annals of like we have to add this to every Christmas? Probably not.
No, yeah.
But it was, first off, you got to put some respect on Lindsay Lohan's name. Yeah. Like I know that her face is not all hers, and that like she's made some life choices.
Than she's ever been.
She just looks so healthy. She is a really good, compelling actress.
No, there is somebody who is remaking faces right now, and they are killing it.
Yes, whoever they're going to, well done.
No, like Demi Moore, Lindsay Lohan,
oh my gosh,
Jennifer
Demi
Lawrence.
Moore's on that new show. Oh dang.
There was another one.
The oil show that Taylor Sheridan is doing.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale. I'm like, give me the names.
Yeah.
Give me the names of your doctors.
Yeah.
Because you're all getting a facelift.
You don't need that now.
No. I just need to know for the future.
No, but by the time you will end up needing it, it'll be like advanced technology where you'll just like dip your face in like a milky substance. Demi Moore
a few years ago came out and she looked yikes nuts. Same with Madonna too. Madonna was like really bad. Good. And now Demi Moore and Madonna look suddenly normal again. Who are you going to? Give me their names.
Now, what I will also say is, did you see pictures and videos of Lisa Barlow at FanFest?
No,
in Australia.
I didn't.
She looks rough.
Rough?
Let's just say rough. People are saying, people are doing side-by-sides of like stills from her on there and being like, we've been lied to. And just, I think she really overfilters. I think when we see her in real life, we'd be like, ooh, she old and been in the sun a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, but we're not trying to like talk badly about women's bodies. So we love all people, but Lindsay Lohan was really, really good. Yeah. The storyline is slightly predictable, but nonetheless entertaining.
I will be watching.
Similarly, Players is a new movie on Netflix starring, let me make sure I get the right names of all the people because you would know quite a few of them. So obviously it's got Gina Rodriguez is the lead, who I loved. And then Tom Ellis, he plays Lucifer in the series Lucifer. And then Liza Koshy, she's like the YouTuber. She's there. But then Damon Williams Jr. Is there. Anyway, slightly less predictable than the Lindsay Lohan movie, Our Little Secret. but it's really, really good acting, and it's a rom-com. It's on Netflix. It's probably not for kids under the age of 13, maybe even a little bit older. Our Little Secret, I think, would be fine for the whole family, if I'm remembering correctly, and then A Man on the Inside is for sure for the whole family.
Okay.
So I liked all three of those. I think of those three, I would recommend them in that order.
Okay.
So A Man on the Inside first, and then the Lindsay Lohan movie. And then if you're just like, what would we like when we put the kids to bed or when we're going to watch shows while we're wrapping gifts or whatever? Players is a good thing. It's not Christmassy, but it's just like a rom-com.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. My first one, I am once again begging all of you to watch Klaus.
Yes,
like,
of course.
Every single time I watch it, I'm like, this is the best Christmas movie ever. Whoever wrote this, write more. Like,
who did write
this
Klaus?
is the archetype.
Because
like,
I hope that they do write more.
Yeah. Who wrote it? Who directed it? Who did this? I need more.
Okay.
I need Andy and a camera.
Sergio Pablos directed it, and he also did, oh my gosh, of course, Despicable Me, Smallfoot, Rio.
Yeah.
Good for him. Okay, because you can tell he knows how to make
animated
good films.
movies.
And then who wrote it?
Yes, the writing. I need to know the writing.
Let me see.
This is like the time that I looked up.
Also written by him. The same guy. Written and directed by him in his it was his directorial debut. So he must have written Despicable Me, Rio, some of these other movies. And this was his directorial debut.
Yes.
Which, do more. Let's see if he has anything upcoming.
Yeah,
production.
upcoming. Give me more Christmas movies. He's like, I actually don't want to niche into Christmas. I'm like, do it! This is like the time when I looked up who wrote Monster House, because I think Monster House is one of the funniest animated movies of all time. And I found out it's the same guy from Rick and Morty. And I was like, oh, I don't think Rick and Morty is funny. I'm sorry. I don't think it's that funny. But man, do I love Monster House. Shout out to Caroline. That was like our childhood, was watching Monster House.
So funny.
Monster House.
I don't see anything new coming out from him, which is kind of a mistake.
Okay, well.
It does say that in the summer of 2022, it was announced that he was set to write and direct another film called Ember. But in December of 2022, it was reported by Netflix that it was canceled due to its lengthy production. He still has rights to the film and would be able to shop the film to other production companies if he so chooses. Very interesting. He is Spanish, and he is the CEO of the creative director of the SPA Studios in Madrid. So, wow, really, really, really cool. He also wrote, so it looks like, so he was the animation credits for a Goofy movie, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Jeez, this man's
Hercules,
been working.
Tarzan, Treasure Planet, Stuart Little, The Fox and the Hound, Nocturna, Rio, Alma, Underdogs, Ferdinand. So good for him.
Yeah, he's done everything.
Yeah, we really can't speak more highly of Klaus.
No, love Klaus.
It is probably Klaus and the Santa Claus are the top two Christmas movies for me.
Yeah. Secondly, I watched Nobody Wants This, which I know I'm like so behind.
Hi, welcome.
I know everything about it outside of that. Like everybody's like, who directed this? Aaron Foster.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I have a theory that everything leads back to Housewives. And so we're sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh, Aaron Foster, whose dad is David Foster,
the ex of
who was married to
Hadid.
Yolanda Hadid, who was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills
for 4 seasons. Yeah.
Traven's like, there you go.
Yeah, that we.
I love to play that
It's like
game.
the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We can give you 6 degrees of Housewives. We can get there
1,000%.
closer than you can get to Kevin Bacon. We can get to a housewife.
I believe that 1,000%.
I believe that is that. Let's do a test. Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Okay, let's just look and see.
I
how
would
we
say
can get-
Garcelle is probably the easiest.
Okay, Denzel Washington. I just want to look at filmography to see if we have any other. Okay.
I gotta say we probably could get there in 2 or 3 with Denzel.
Yeah.
Because who was in a movie with Garcelle that was in a movie with Denzel?
I'm trying to think of who's been in Garcelle's movies that we would know. Like
Well, she
Eddie
was
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
And so
Who
Eddie
else was in
Murphy
that
was
movie?
in I'm thinking Beverly Hills Cop, right?
I think.
We should have planned
Somebody's
this.
screaming at this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're totally upsetting our
Lisa
listeners.
Rinna is a good one too.
Yes. Okay. So then there was. So that's Eddie Murphy.
Just say Google is Eddie Murphy in any movies with Denzel Washington. It feels like their paths had to have crossed.
Is Denzel Washington and Eddie Murphy in any movies together? Should have said R.
Yeah, oh my gosh, grammar.
Yep, so they appeared in a TV episode of Hot in Hollywood together. Denzel Washington and Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was in a movie with Garcelle from Real Houses of Beverly Hills. Garcelle's an excellent person to get back through.
Lisa
That's
Rinna.
3 degrees. We could do 3 degrees of Housewives.
Lisa Vanderpump is another good one.
Well,
Kyle Richards is another good
or
one.
Sutton Strack. We could probably do who was just the one season she had her.
Jenna Lyons now is a good one.
Yeah, no, who was the girl who was on Beverly Hills? She was like really, really rich, really rich. She had a young boyfriend who sings the Christmas music, and then she allegedly had she said she was going to get investigators to who was bullying Garcelle's kids. Diana. She'd be a very famous one because she was really close to like Elton John, into that movie space.
I forgot about her. What a blast from the past.
There's a lot where I would imagine like Kathy Hilton probably has a ton because Paris Hilton would be through Kathy Hilton. So a lot will be going through Housewives.
Okay, so I watched Nobody Wants This.
Okay, good.
It's literally as cute as everybody said.
Yes.
And I knew that it was going to be. It's just that I needed a time where I could sit down and actually enjoy it. And
holidays are the perfect time for that. Yeah.
Yes. A perfectly written rom-com. Just a true rom-com where you're they're in love, but it's not without grief. It's not without trials.
But it's also not hyper dramatic or
no.
You know those things where it's kind of
and
everything that could go wrong goes wrong. That isn't this because that's not life.
It's resolved by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
It's not this drawn out thing. Mm-hmm. They're 20-minute episodes. So they're very quick.
And you saw that it got picked up for season 2 already, which is great.
Adam Brody is the cutest man alive in this show. He plays
I was
really.
surprised
He plays
he did
that
not
character
get
really
picked
well.
up, and we didn't talk about John Krasinski being people's sexiest man alive.
Oh,
but I'm really surprised it wasn't Adam Brody because John Krasinski didn't have anything really major this year. I mean, he did What If?
Everybody said it should have been Glenn Powell this year.
That would have been a little too on the nose because they were really just trying to shove him down our throats. But Adam Brody would have been, to me, he would have been a really smart one. Just because he had kind of this big resurgence, and then a lot of people who loved him from
I love Adam Brody.
he was OC, right?
OC, he was on Gilmore Girls for a couple seasons. And then my last one is I finally watched The Holiday.
Which
for the first time.
Did you hear the news about The Holiday? The Holiday was in the news.
Isn't real.
The cottage that Cameron Diaz
rents. Which the podcasters had the exact same reaction that I feel, which is no. I don't want to hear that.
Totally.
I don't want to hear that.
Don't take that away from us,
care.
please.
Don't take that away from me.
Yeah.
It's real. It's a real place. I could go there if I wanted to.
Yeah.
No, it was literally magical. I loved every second of it.
I need to
Nancy Meyers, Slay the Boots, House Down.
Yes. Did you see? I posted it.
Yes. Okay.
Of the original.
Slay the Boots, House Down.
The House Down Boots
was on The Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
Her sister was a witch, bro. Okay, the other movie that I watched that was really, really well done and cute is Dear Santa on Paramount Plus.
Is that the Jack Black one?
Yes.
I've heard it's very bad.
Really?
Yeah, tragically bad.
No, but here's the thing. I watched it later. I just
love Jack Black.
Later, that was what we watched on Thanksgiving, and so I was in the middle of cooking, and so I wasn't there. Just the concept of a kid with dyslexia trying to write to Santa a letter, but accidentally sends it to Satan, and so then Satan ends up granting him 3 wishes to try to capture his soul.
Yeah, and
I just think it's actually really, really, really clever. I do love that Post Malone has a major part in it. It's a very, I think it's, I don't know what I wonder if if this will have the
tomato score.
Yeah, I don't see.
Although, aren't they heavily weighted? I don't know. We can't trust anyone these days. Government's taken over.
Okay, it does. Okay, so it does have a 33% Rotten Tomato score, but it does have a 6 out of 10 from like what the audience is saying. The audience score, like
Okay.
60%. So that's not terrible.
Well, that's because
I
Jack
just-
Black is so charming.
Yeah, and I think the concept of the movie is like really funny. It's stupid. It's kind of like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Concept of the movie,
We
dumb,
watched that this weekend.
but I
So funny.
I love Jingle All the Way.
I have to tell you, we're watching it. I've seen it maybe 30 times.
Yeah, totally.
My mom is sitting on the couch. She's like, I've never seen this all the way through. I'm like, how am I even birthed from you? Like,
Right, I don't know.
and she's like, we're watching it. She's like, this is so stupid. I cannot believe you guys watch this. Blah, blah, going off. The two little boys, my two nephews, are sitting on the couch, enthralled.
No, that was me and my brother
Obsessed.
Pierce.
When at the end, the little boy is running off of the parade float and he kicks the guy
Yes.
between the legs. The little boys,
Sinbad.
Yes.
Like literally
Which,
of
by the
all
way,
like
his
flashbacks.
character, so funny in that show.
So funny. The disgruntled, angry, like
Postman,
finally
yeah.
went postal postman.
This little kid kicks this guy between the legs. My two nephews get off of the couch screaming, cheering. They're like, yeah!
No,
That's how
they
you
know
get
exactly
him."
who
And
they
I'm
were
like,
making the movie for. It wasn't Molly.
No,
Like Molly needs to go to Wicked.
no, I
The
looked at Molly
boys
and
need
I
to
was
go
like,
to Jingle All the Way.
cram it,
Yeah.
okay?
Totally.
Because look at that. Look at that joy.
What would you say is the worst Christmas movie?
The worst one?
Yeah, like one where you're like, I don't want to see it ever again.
A Christmas Story.
We could not be more similar.
That is
but
actually
that's
on my boycott
second.
list.
That's a boycott list. I refuse
I
to watch that. I do not care.
literally hate that movie.
I hate it so
It's
much.
so stupid.
My parents loved it, so we got forced
Yes.
to watch it a ton growing
We had
up.
to watch it so.
I don't love it
and
at all.
It was on 24/7 on Christmas, and we always had to watch it. It's on my boycott list. It was one of the reasons I first fell in love with Travid.
Because he was also like, I'm not watching
I was like,
it.
"What Christmas movie do you not like?" And he said A Christmas Story, and I was like,
No, that is
"Finally."
very, very,
Okay,
very,
what's your
very
other one
similar.
though?
And then the other one is I don't like Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't really
like,
either.
It's just not for me.
My
I'm
friend
not
Megan has a theory that you had to have watched it growing up.
to love it.
love
It's kind of
it.
like Jingle All the Way. I can't imagine
Yes.
people now, like
Yeah,
in their
Molly.
30s, are like, we love it. But people are like, no, I love the nostalgia of it. Also,
Also-
parenthetically, a little note on Nightmare Before Christmas. One of the funny things that was at the shows over the weekend is Brad Robbins was talking about traditions and that his daughter is way afraid of Santa, but not of like Freddy Krueger. And so they took her to like Frightmares.
Yeah.
And she was like going up to hug all of like the murderers. But then when they went to go do family pictures with Santa Claus, she
Yeah.
was like, "Ah, no.
Yeah.
And so but his wife, Brad's wife, Shay, is playing Belle at the Hale production of Beauty and the Beast. So I was saying, it's so funny that her mom is like a Disney princess and she's Coraline. Like she is like not loving anything frilly. She came to the show in like a leather pleated skirt
Yeah.
and a little like Chanel inspired black
I love
Wednesday
her.
Addams thing. And I was like, oh, she looks so chic. And she's like, yeah, she's not wearing like Christmas
No.
like that. She's just wearing like black tights, black shoes, black leather pleated skirt. I love the queen.
I also do have a hot take about Jingle All the Way, which is like that neighbor had it together. Like the neighbor on Jingle All
That
the Way.
is a hot take because I thought you were gonna say he's one of the people I could punch in the fotch.
literally up until he comes on to her extremely strongly in the car. He shows up to the karate performance, films it, like takes care of her house on Christmas Eve when her husband has mysteriously disappeared. Has all of this stuff prepped for her.
Who do
brings
you
in
want
a
to go? Who do
reindeer
you want to
with the
take you?
kid.
Who do you want to take you to Pound Town?
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, but the
or
neighbor
other
wasn't
guy?
ugly.
No, I'm just saying, which personality
Mr.
could you come
Bean.
home to every night? Him?
Yes.
Really?
He literally was doing everything for her. He literally says in the car,
Okay.
I'm a hot commodity,
You
Liz.
may be
and I
wanting to
understand
be
why.
a little bit. But that's maybe.
You can't even understand Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why would you want to?
Okay, first off, it's not about. I don't need him to talk with his mouth.
He's so. No, honestly, watching this back as an adult, I was like, I would kill you.
Yeah.
I would
Oh
kill
no.
you.
If you had one job for Christmas to get one toy, and you work at a. He doesn't work at a toy company.
don't know what he
That's
does.
the Santa Claus. I forget
No,
what he does.
And by the way, Ned bought his kid's toy months ago. It's wrapped under the tree on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
He was prepared. He was helping on Christmas Eve. He took the kids to the parade. He brought a reindeer to the neighborhood.
What was the purpose
for everyone? It was to create joy for everybody and take the load off of Liz's shoulders.
No.
And here's the thing.
It was for nefarious purposes, and if you can't see that, sweetie, you got hooked.
It wasn't nefarious until they were in the car, and he came on a little strong.
Okay.
Okay.
If Traven would be cool with a guy coming on that strong to you, just a little teeny strong.
No. Traven hates the neighbor, but I'm just saying, like,
the guys are supposed to hate
was
the
the one who was like actually taking care of business, while Arnold Schwarzenegger is running about town, literally harassing children in ball pits.
What it really does say is, one, this is actually a good little like advice to the dads out there.
Yeah.
Don't be the kind of dad that's like, what did we get her on Christmas morning?
Oh.
Like, be involved. Like, get the download beforehand. Come up with ideas. Like, one of the most attractive times that the most attractive thing Steven did this past week was he sent me a link of something that he thought the kids would like as like brainstorming Christmas ideas. And granted, like 95% of the Christmas shopping is up to me. Like, that's typically my role. But I love that he was like, hey, I think these things would be super cool for the kids. And ironically, I'd already bought them. So they're upstairs. But I was like, thank you for being involved. Thank you for wanting to know what we got and what the plan is.
No.
Like, that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger stunk was, come on, don't put everything on your spouse.
Exactly. This is like, we have had this conversation before where like, it's like, so you don't know what any of the presents are under the tree. And some of you don't even buy a present for your partner or fill their stocking.
Yeah.
And you want me to respect you? Like, it's really not that hard.
No, Steven and
especially
I have
with
a good,
Amazon.
like,
Are you kidding?
Steven and I do each other's gifts.
Yes.
That's like important. And we do each other's stockings.
Yeah.
And then I'm in charge of, take the lead on the kids' gifts and on our neighbor gifts and on family gifts because I try to streamline that.
Same.
But he's super involved. Yeah. He's totally happy to pay for half.
Yeah.
But he's also like interested and like, okay, kind of what's the plan? And I have created like, I give all family and friends
a game,
get a board game, and it's like our game from this season, from the year that we liked. It just streamlines everything, so I don't have to stress. And then we give the families similar gifts, and then we give the kids, we take care of the kids, and they're a little bit more creative. So like we figured that out to do well. But dear dads, please do a good job of being involved in the Christmas experience. Don't leave it up to your wife, because I promise you, you will flood her basement if you're like, hey, would you like to do Christmas shopping together? And can I help you wrap? Yeah. Even if it was like, no, I like to wrap myself. Be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, what can I do?
Yeah. How can I facilitate?
And, spoiler alert, that will help you.
Yes.
In a lot of different ways. Like, imagine you're welcome. We're helping you help yourself by being involved. No, you shouldn't just do it to help yourself. But if I can give you additional incentive, it will help yourself. It will help you.
I promise.
And wives, ask your partner to do that. I got excellent therapy advice from Christina. Shout out, girl. Love you so much. Where she said, you can't be mad at people not offering to help you when you don't come across as someone who needs help. And
or if
you
you're
can't expect people
to delegate or ask.
Yeah. She said, you can't expect people to help you if you don't ask for help.
Yeah.
So moms, particularly moms, because I do feel like a disproportionate amount of responsibility is put on their shoulders.
Yeah.
But if you are feeling overwhelmed and you want some help, ask for it. Just have a to-do list. Have a shared note with you and your spouse. Hey, here are the gifts we need to get the kids. If you can find sales, I mean, we've got Cyber Monday. By when this episode airs, it'll be Cyber Monday. Crank out some of that shopping. Get some of that stuff taken care of. Also, the other best advice we have for Christmas shopping, no one needs to go into massive debt for Christmas.
Nope.
Like, because that will put a stain on the gifts for yourselves. Even if no one knew that you had to go into debt, it just puts a stain on it. And so you will be stressed out more than you need to be. No need.
Yeah.
Take a break.
I agree.
Take a beat. With that said, Black Friday was gnarly for me. Oh, that's what I was going to share. Black Friday. Here's my story from Black Friday.
Yeah.
So we give all of Gentry and the like production team and the management team or whatever else, we give them all Trader Joe's like baskets, and we do a whole bunch. It's quite expensive actually to put together big baskets for everybody with all different
that
Trader Joe's treats. And
you need smaller baskets.
Yeah, we need a lot smaller baskets, but I did the Trader Joe's bags this year, so I could just do Trader Joe's bags, and then I filled them. We did big bags for the main gents and the manager, and then everyone else got those smaller bags, but they still, each bag was like 40 or 50 bucks, like it was stuff. And so I went there, and then I knew the main thing I wanted to get was I wanted to get a Christmas village, because we had those growing up with like the little skate park and the bank and the church and whatever. And we'd never had anything, but now we have in our basement underneath our big TV. That's where we're doing our Christmas village. So I wanted to go.
Your giant
yes,
TV.
that's why I need a big Christmas village.
Yeah.
So I get there and I'm saying to the lady at Michael's, I'm like, hey, I grabbed a couple because they were major on sale, and I could stack a coupon, because I love a coupon.
Love to stack a coupon.
And so I was like, hey, but you have a bunch on the display, but you don't have them for sale.
Bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me. And so she said, oh, like which ones? And I was like, well, you don't have like the elf one. You don't have the macaroon shop. You don't have the cookie shop. You don't have the hot chocolate, whatever. She's like, let me go see what we have back in the back. She was the manager. She came back with actual boxes for the floor models, and is like, oh, here, you can just take these. These are the floor models. We'll give you an extra discount, but we don't have them here. But if you really wanted them, we'll just box them up. So I'd only planned to get a handful, but because I'd said so many of them that they weren't there, I was like, there's one, that one, that one. She brought the boxes for all of them. So I ended up just buying 8 instead of 4.
In the no one needs to go into debt for Christmas.
Literally me.
I did have to buy
Thankfully,
4 more houses.
I did have like a budget in mind of what I wanted to spend on Christmas decor. And I'm under right now. I haven't finalized the basement.
So funny. My like people pleaser, I would be like, oh, I now have to buy 8 houses.
I bought all of them.
Yes, because
no. I was the same boat. I was gonna be like, oh, sorry, thank you for bringing the macaroon shop. I was just commenting it's not here.
Yeah,
but I wanted it.
But I wanted the elf shop.
Yeah, I only wanted the elf, but I was just trying to like prove a point or something, which I wasn't, because I was like, I genuinely would have wanted all of those.
No,
but then suddenly it was like,
I would
what
go
did I do?
into debt.
Yeah,
buying those houses
I went
before
into
I would tell her
that. My credit card was
take
like
those back.
potential. Actually, I got a potential fraud alert on my card. It was like, we detected suspicious activity. I'm like, that was just me. That is just me.
I would be like, thank you so much. Ring it up.
Yes. Okay, we got to crank through some stories because we've got family coming for dinner tonight. Yes. So I've got to be mindful of that. We do have Dancing with the Stars winner was announced. We were wrong. We both had said Steven and Riley and Alona and Alan.
Yeah.
And
Alona
they were
and Alan got second
and then Steven and Riley were third.
Yeah.
So we were, and then Chandler.
I actually do believe Alona should have won.
I do too.
Because she progressed the most throughout the season.
Here's my take though. Okay. This was not about Alona versus Joey, because I just don't imagine Joey had the star power compared to Alona. This was Jenna versus Alona and Alan. Yeah. Because Jenna and Whitney's choreographies, both for Danny Amendola and
way better. Way better.
Iconic. Like some of those
Jenna's
dances.
choreography is so interesting and innovative.
And new and musical, and Joey was able to do that phenomenally well. Like he's just a naturally really talented dancer. But here's my advice.
No, Jenna's dances were iconic this year.
Should we go? I think they're going to come to tour in Utah. We should go to the Dance with the Stars tour.
I will tell you, I did watch the full episode, and I'm right about that show. It's so boring.
I watched the full episode too while working.
All you have to watch is the dances and the judging. You watch
the dances, not even the judging. The judging is. But here was my other thing that was pretty interesting.
When they announce the scores.
Yes, the scoring, not the commentary.
The commentary is blah blah blah.
Yeah. But what I will say was kind of interesting about Joey and Jenna winning was that Carrie Ann Nava had said that their freestyle, which is typically like a lot of people say makes or breaks it. Carrie Ann was like pretty critical of it. And then thankfully Val Chmerkovskiy, who's Jenna Johnson's husband, who's also a pro, he was partnered with
who this season? Phaedra this season.
Yeah, he's partnered with Phaedra.
But Sochi?
He was Sochi, and they won last year. But he like came down, and so did the fans. Here's the one advice I have. I'd love new judges. I'd love keep Derek.
Oh, keep
get
Derek,
rid of Bruno.
get rid of
Carrie Ann. And I think it should be
Mark.
No. I think it should be the redhead. Forget her name.
Oh, Cheryl?
Nope. That Cheryl Burke is the brunette short.
Okay.
She has her podcast is like Sex License Spray Tans. The British girl who was dating what's her face's ex, Brian Green.
Yep.
And then the other guy, Tony Davignoli or whatever else. Older guy. I think he should be on it. Or Mark Ballas. Like I think it should be older pros that are retired now.
Pause though, and this is like my biggest beef with Dancing with the Stars is when Mark Ballas and Derek Huff did that Argentine tango together. I was like, this is what I actually want to be watching is talented professional dancers.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I find so cringy about the show is I'm like, you can't dance. It's very uncomfortable for me to watch.
Yeah.
Like, but that tango, I could have watched that for 8 more minutes straight.
I would like them, they used to have Dancing with the Stars be 2 nights. And so they could really showcase on the second night in particular, the pros and like teaching about the different styles of dancing. And so instead of it feeling a little rushed and manic, like the show feels now, I would have liked to have had more of that because I agree with you. Yeah. It's just like when Julianne Hough like did a surprise dance. And
that I loved.
Phenomenal.
But
I'm saying when you see her dancing, you're just like, I forget. This is like, it is kind of like watching the Olympics in a way. We're just like that. No one else can do that. You are in an upper elite echelon of athleticism.
Oh, we also have to mention Steven and Riley's freestyle.
Yeah, to Viva.
Wept the entire time. It was so gorgeous. But like the girls' choreography is way more innovative.
Yes.
And that's why I was really
disappointed in Alan, and I was disappointed in Brandon Armstrong. I would have loved him to do well. He had the best dancer by a mile. Yeah. I mean, obviously Chandler was the most gifted, talented. I think she was like a professional at some capacity. Yeah. So it was just not creative. And that's what I will say. Derek Huff, exceptionally creative choreography. Mark Ballas, exceptionally creative choreography. Val, Max, the Chimkowski brothers, exceptionally creative. Daniela this year having Dwight Howard, exceptionally creative.
Her dances
like when
are incredible.
I see that level, I'm like, some of them need to be more judging so that the expectation is to be creative with your partner. So it's interesting, but I will be very excited for next year or next season, because I will say this season they had more votes than ever. They had more viewers than ever. So we're on an upward trajectory, which hopefully means we're going to get better stars, better dancers for future seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
And we do need to get Jordan Hanks, if you're listening, send us like a summary of your thoughts of this season, and we'll read them for next week as our little Dancing with the Stars correspondent.
Yeah.
All right, second story. This one makes my heart so happy.
I knew it would.
Because we at Thanksgiving Land not only do the Macy's Day Parade, which did you see Ariana Madix performed?
Yes. What?
Like it was a bizarre.
That gooped me.
That is a very, and obviously everyone lip syncs and so blah blah blah.
Yeah, but it sounded good. Like she
the
had
other
to have
kind of
recorded
hallmark
it.
of Thanksgiving is the dog show.
Yes, I love the dog show.
The winner this year was a pug.
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever. A pug, as most of you may not know, pugs are my number one dog. I love them so much. I had pugs growing up. I had a pug when I was.
Pugs, but I love it for you.
I love them.
I almost texted you, but I didn't know if you had watched it yet. I didn't want to spoil it.
I just love that a pug wins. I love That's our ASMR for all you pug lovers. I had multiple pugs growing up. We had a Winnie, we had a Chloe, we had an Argos, and then I had a Judge Joe Brown. And I love...
What's his name? Vito?
Vito. V-I-T-O.
Yeah. He was pretty cute, honestly.
Yes.
But
I love that they're making it different. What I love about the dog show is that I don't know who won last year, but I know it wasn't a pug. I just love that it's not like one type of dog wins every single year, and it's like expected.
No, they do a lot of variation.
I love the variety there. They celebrate the different, all the different breeds, and I love that.
Everybody in the top 10, I believe, were dogs that had, or maybe it's 8. Anyway, were dogs that had never won. So it was pretty much going to be a historic year, irregardless. But I mean, the pug was pretty cute, but watching it is like my favorite thing ever. Just their little legs when they're running.
I love it.
And the big dogs too.
I just also love a pug curly tail. There's also just something, Steven and I, you know, we have 2 cats that have very, very, very disparate personalities.
Yeah.
But they have personalities. And we love, like, last night I was talking to Moose and I just was like, Moustache, blah, blah. We talk with them like they're people and they understand, like, civics.
Yeah.
But he just was looking at me like, and Steven and I were just dying, being like, okay, he's so weird. I've known him for his entire life, minus like a few weeks, maybe.
He's an anxious, neurodivergent introvert.
Fully.
He's just like,
because he doesn't meow. She just goes, and then Phoebe, I want to believe that she likes us. I know she knows that we're just
Have you seen the videos of people, like, they get scraps of paper and write, like, their political views, their, like, their sexual orientation, and then they have the cats pick a piece of paper. You need to do that with your cats.
What is it for?
Oh, it's just for entertainment.
No, you pick a piece of paper. What do you mean?
They'll write Democrat or Republican on a piece of paper, or like socialist,
so they
fascist,
the cat.
and the cat has to like pick a piece of paper, and then you're like Democrat, and then it's
oh my gosh, for the animal itself,
religion. Yes,
so you could be like, this is my gay Democrat, Buddhist.
They did the pronoun. They do political affiliation, pronoun, religion, Team Edward or Jacob. What are the other ones?
Wait, I love that so much.
It's so
kids,
funny.
If you're listening, the code word will be scraps of paper. So that way we remember when you guys come out here. We'll for sure do that this holiday, where we'll create the personalities of the cats. You have to create
like this or that, or
which
like
I totally love the
that
idea of it being like, well, they don't get along. It's a Republican and a Democrat. Makes sense. No, that they're they're upset at each other because of Team Edward. And
one of the cats was like, she's like, Democrat, and then like goes to the next one, him. And it's like, okay, this religion. She's like, Jew. And then like the next one is like sexual orientation, and she goes, it like pulls up, and she's like, he's a queer Democratic Jew. Like, it would be really funny
to like pick the religion for your animal, and so like if we're a Christian house, but then there's a Jew, little like Phoebe's a Jew, and I'm like, no wonder she hates the Christmas tree. Like maybe that would be like a funny, like that's actually I just love that concept of the animal's personality. That should be the name of the episode, just so that I remember.
It's such a good way to introduce a bit with your cats.
I love a bit. Okay, speaking of bits, this isn't really a bit. It's kind of. I'm low key gonna leave Steven for this guy named John Collins Black. Mm-hmm. So he wrote a book called "There's Treasure Inside," and it's a treasure hunt. Yeah. Across, is it the United States?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, where he has hidden 65 rare items with gold and other precious metals, in a treasure box that is valued at more than $2 million. So there's treasure chests all over the United States, the aggregate of all of them over $2 million. And if you buy his book, it has tips and tricks and clues on finding it. It's to create a new treasure hunt. I just think this is the level of like, have you seen those unboxing videos where the comments are basically like, I just want to be this rich and unbothered? Yes. Where it's like, anyways, here's my Black Friday haul. And then it's like Jimmy Choo's, Gucci, Prada, whatever. I just love where like, if I had millions just to like dump. Yes. And just be like, all right, I'm going to create a giant scavenger hunt. I'm going to have a book with all the clues. Like the level of over the top this is
Billionaires, if you want to get back on our side, take notes.
We won't eat the rich if they give us a scavenger hunt. Literally. Like, I'm just trying to be honest here. It's a low bar. You could trip over it. Do you
know how much us peasants love National Treasure?
We love... There's literally... Helen Mirren is in the sequel, okay? Like, that's how good it is.
Nicolas Cage would die for a treasure hunt.
We just want a treasure hunt. Like, keep your billions and your tax loopholes.
And like, I know
we
that
will
you
give
think
that to you.
That the poor are not working for the money, but literally, if you make it a treasure hunt, we
are
working for the money.
We will. If it was like, hey, you have to work 40 hours at our factory in terrible conditions, but we'll let you do a scavenger hunt. I'm in. I don't need workable conditions. I just need something to long for.
Perk.
It's a company perk. I need a golden ticket and a chocolate bar. I just want to go. I don't care if there's Oompa Loompas. I don't care.
A company perk that you get like a scroll with an X marks the spot on it.
And there's nothing else. It's just you open it up and it's a thing, and then slowly, the longer you're there,
you're like,
they
sure
fill in the
orientation.
map. No, each year you're there, you get another piece of the map, and everyone's map is unique.
Elon Musk, please listen to this. Like, this is a good idea.
I don't know.
This would help morale so much.
This would really be. I don't need you to give $1 million for people signing the whatever pledge. You just really need to find. You need to just do a scavenger hunt for like $1 million. That's probably like how Hunger Games started. Like, okay, we're gonna have $10 million for people. It's hidden somewhere. First one there to get it wins. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's kind of Squid Gamesy.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
No, totally. Fully in.
Yeah, 100%. Bring back National Treasure, but with billionaires' monies.
Okay, in our last, we're going to skip the Hailee Steinfield. We're just going to say congratulations. She is engaged. Yes. Did you have anything you want us to specifically say about that? Mazel. I do like her. She kind of came into the scene and then left the scene. And she needs to come back.
Because people were like, what is she on? I'm like, Pitch Perfect 2? Like, I couldn't name anything else besides the Hawkeye show, but...
all right, so we're very excited. The top 5 coziest places for People Mag, or a new study. This is the study by the BetMGM Casino, the online platform for the coziest cities for the holiday vacation across the United States. If you're in the car with your family, we're going to give you guys just like a deposit here. Try to think of the top 5 coziest places in the United States for a Christmas vacation.
Honestly, it didn't surprise me New York City wasn't on the list.
Well, it was. It just wasn't number 5. It was in the top 5. It was number 6.
Yeah.
So New York City's not on there. Spoiler alert. But are you ready? Everyone guess. Okay. North Pole, Alaska was the number 1 spot.
Okay.
Which is, I get it. Okay, it's shticky more than anything else. Number 2?
Vermont.
Park City. Park City, Utah, baby.
Not Park City,
just right
Utah?
Up the mountain. Park City, Utah,
you know what?
is
And
number 2.
And they would be right. It's
Denver,
so
Colorado
cozy.
is number 3rd.
Okay.
Kennebunkport in Maine is 3rd or 4th,
sorry.
And then Asheville, North Carolina is number 5. And then New York City was number 6. So if you guys are listening outside of Salt Lake City or Utah generally and are going to be visiting Park City and you're a good baddie, give us a little DM and we'll coordinate while you're out here on vacation to do a little good baddie lunch or something.
Yes, I would love that.
So I love Park City, and we should say for all of our Utah friends, I just saw an article of like the free top 10 things to do in Salt Lake City.
The Kindle Market is this weekend.
Oh, good. Oh, I'll be gone, but that's really fun.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. Yeah. You're going to be gone?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I didn't tell you?
No.
Offline.
Okay. We're very excited, but I'm getting pumped to be back in the Christmas season.
Yeah.
To be good there.
No, again.
All right, I gotta head out to dinner. I'm gonna be late. So, anything else you want to say, my queen?
No, I'm sorry you're gonna be late.
No, it's okay. We love you guys lots. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, follow us everywhere you get podcasts, and we will see you guys in a week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I was preparing my voice to go deep.
You were just like,
yeah, I'm gonna hit that channel.